HuniePop is a game I got for almost no money in a sale, mostly as a joke, just to try this crazy, weird game that I'd heard a lot about. To my immense surprise, I've actually come to like the game quite a lot. Unfortunately, this isn't exactly the easiest opinion to convey without certain assumptions being made, and so it's not one I'm particularly eager to broadcast. But with the announcement of HuniePop 2 yesterday, I decided it was time to swallow my pride and dust off a video idea that I've been toying with for a while now and explain why I think HuniePop is quite a good game, if not a great one, and why I am excited for its sequel. Let me just say it. I like HuniePop for the Match 3 gameplay. That sounds like a meme, right? Like someone saying, I watched Spartacus Blood and Sand out of my deep interest in the particulars of ancient Roman history and the political intrigue. I honestly cannot stand the sex scenes and only get pleasure from the educational, enriching programming, not from such base forms of entertainment. You just chuckle and be like, sure, buddy. I haven't seen any myself, but I'm sure that there are plenty of forum posts on various corners of the internet saying, yeah, I just picked up HuniePop and I sure am loving that innovative Match 3 gameplay, wink. So let me be as clear as possible. I don't personally get erotic pleasure out of HuniePop, and funnily enough, the sex scenes are the worst part of the game because they take all the fun parts out of the gameplay and just reduce it to making matches as quickly as physically possible. Yes, I do enjoy getting to know the various characters, and getting quizzed on various facts about each one is kind of hilarious in this weird subversion of actual dating, but also branching dialogue in games in general. But each girl has about 3 minutes worth of personality, and a lot of which is seeped in some very uncomfortable and horribly offensive subtext that I had to just pretend not to understand. Oh, and I will also note that the entire character of Momo, including just about every single line of her dialogue, her voice acting, and the fact that she behaves and talks like a child, even though the game technically says she's 18, makes me very deeply uncomfortable. Oh, and there's also the fact that sex is literally depicted as winning a game, which again is kind of hilarious, but in a very troubling sort of way. So yes, the game relishes in a lot of themes and ideas of which I vehemently disapprove. While I am a fan of HuniePop, it is a very guilty pleasure, and I don't want to make it sound like I'm endorsing just about anything this game has to say, even though it says those things with a sense of humor that I will confess to occasionally enjoying. So hopefully that context is clear, and I can finally talk about why HuniePop's gameplay is great in spite of the erotica, not because of it. HuniePop is the first Match 3 game which has actually felt strategic to me. The others I've tried, from Bejeweled to Candy Crush, either feel too much based on just making matches as quickly as possible, or like the only possible strategy is just making a match that's close to the part of the board you want to do something with, and you just kind of cross your fingers that the colors you need will fall into place, and you know, you kind of try to make 4 and 5 in a row as much as possible. And yeah, I'm aware that those games are actually quite deep and strategic in the hands of the right players, but they just never clicked with me at all. HuniePop, on the other hand, it leaves me staring close to the screen, agonizing over every single move, and jumping in and out of my chair with pure excitement over the combo I just pulled off, or pretty much just as often, could have pulled off but totally messed up. It's actually a lot like Peggle, which also launches me on an emotional roller coaster with each shot as the marble makes its way down to the bottom of the screen one peg at a time. Okay, so now is the part of the video where we do a live demonstration because I tried writing in a scripted format how the mechanics of HuniePop work and why I found them so fun and strategic and exciting, but that didn't really work. So I'm just gonna do a live demonstration. I'm gonna go on a date with my pal Audrey. And before we even start the date, the reason why I'm on the screen at all is because there's actually stuff we have to do in advance. So, well, there are traits you have that you can upgrade. I guess I might as well upgrade Charisma. I don't usually bother with these, but they have basically stat bonuses to the various things, which is, I don't know, I guess a level of depth. But what I'm really concerned about is the inventory. Yes, you collect the panties of the girls you sleep with. We'll ignore the top half of the screen right now. There are these items you bring on the date with you that you can use to affect the date and hopefully win. And Audrey, she likes, so we're gonna get into, there are 4 types of affection you can show for each girl, and Audrey likes the sexuality ones. So I'm gonna bring this item with me instead of the ones for passion or talents tokens, or passion's good for every girl, but anyway. Basically, that's gonna be how it goes. I have basically pretty specific reasons. I've tried a lot of these why I do and don't like why this set I have here is for me the optimal playstyle. But yeah, there's a surprising amount of strategy for why, like, I've thrown out a lot of items. You get items there seem to be like hundreds of items that you can get from just giving gifts to the girls. And I've thrown out a lot of them because they're garbage. I haven't thrown out this one because it's a plushie you get from the first character you meet. But this one is total garbage. And there are precise reasons for each of that. Which is, yeah, more of a layer of depth than I really expected from HuniePop. But in any case, let's actually start the date so I can start explaining the mechanics. Oh, you get to pick. Okay. I haven't actually encountered getting to pick before. Let's pick the ice rink.
Oh my god! Fine.
Yeah, she likes the ice rink. All right, date with Audrey, the ice rink. Oh no, I forgot I don't really like the music for the ice rink.
Could it be any colder in here?
I mean, you could wear it, like something a little warmer. All right, so first thing to address are the types of tokens we can match. After all, this is a match 3. So like I said, our goal is to fill this with affection. And to do that, there are 4 types of there are 4 types of affection. The first one is sexuality. These are the red tokens. These ones are romance. These ones are flirtation. And these ones are talent. Audrey doesn't really care for romance. Oh, she desires flirtation? Shoot. Oh my god. That's embarrassing. Wow. Wow. Okay, that is very embarrassing. I don't think I had the one for the perfume for flirtation though, so that's okay. All right, it's a good thing. It's a good thing I checked that. So anyway, and then the next type. So there are these date items, but I can't use any of them. To use those, I need to redeem a currency called sentiment, which I get by matching these light blue tokens. Teal, I guess, is the color. And then these heart tokens, which, wow, I do not have very many of these in the starting board. Those increase my multiplier. So there's a level here. I have the meter fully upgraded, like I showed you in the traits menu. So it goes up to 16 is the max level. And so some of these items interact with that. And, oh, and then these broken heart tokens, I lose points if I match them. And these bell tokens give me an extra move if I match them. This is not that good a starting board, actually. Although I have quite a bit of sentiment, which is good. And so to go over my items, I bring the stuffed bear, which is sort of if I get a lot of broken heart tokens on the board and I can't really avoid making a match, or if, like in a situation like this, I might have to use this pretty early. If I don't have a lot of passion, because you want to get passion as early as possible, right? Because it's a multiplier, it's just wasted. That's why some of the other items that give you passion slowly over the course of the date aren't that good, in my opinion. This item lets me pick a certain kind of affection token and replace all of it by passion, joy, or sentiment tokens. This item is ridiculous, in my opinion, because you can just get a big burst of sentiment or passion or joy, all of which are really, really good. For only 4 sentiment, which is the cheapest item I bring. And the thing is, for her, I'm going to be avoiding matching the romance tokens as much as possible, right? But there are already so many romance tokens on the board, and any ones that fall, I'm not going to want to match them. So they're going to build up over the course of the date, and this item is going to allow me to clear them and just get a bunch of really, like, a few extra moves, some sentiment, some more passion levels if I'm not at max yet. So that's really, really good. And the stuffed monkey, oh yeah, I'll get to that later. So the perfume I thought I was going to use early to just keep getting more and more of the good kind of tokens and less bad stuff. But nope, not going to work on this date. And this is basically just a backup to get a bit of extra moves if I'm in a bad place. The only problem with this item is that if I need extra moves, it's often because I accidentally match some broken heart tokens. And if I match broken heart tokens, then they're cleared off the board. So it's kind of like only good if you're doing well. It's sort of like a win more kind of item. But it's been serving me pretty well. Most of the extra move items are outrageously expensive, so I'm okay with this one. It's not perfect, but anyway. And then the heart necklace and the stuffed monkey both give me a big boost towards my total goal. They can give me about 1/3 of the meter, so usually my strategy revolves around building up sentiment and then only filling it to about the bar to about here. and then just finishing it on the last turn with these 2 items back to back in a burst that costs 14 sentiment. So that's the strategy, and it's actually quite difficult to fill the meter. You're gonna need to employ this strategy. And the next thing about HuniePop, if you're not familiar with it, is that it's a match 3, but I can move the pieces anywhere up, like in a column or in a row. And so, I was just like, oh, okay, so I can make matches like this, but I didn't realize the implications of that for quite a while. So for example, let's say I want to make this match because I know, okay, so it opens up the possibility of making 2 matches at once. I'm not very good at spotting those though, so I don't usually rely on them. What I do look for are cases where, so this I could do in a normal match 3 game, right? It's only 1 move away. So what that means is, if, for example, this red, I want to set it up in a better position, and there's actually an example of that here. Instead of doing this, like you'd think, because I want to make a flirtation match, I can do this, because any piece below this that I move up will move it into that place anyway. So it's the same thing here. So I can move this up here, which would be bad because it would match Broken Heart token, or I could move, or if say, I don't actually see an example where it's too advantageous right now. Well here, if I want to get this blue token in the same column as this talent token, oh yeah, I can actually set up a talent token match there. It's not very good, but if I wanted to, I could do this, because then I set up this match, and also, but it still counts as a valid move because it still makes this match happen, instead of just doing this and not setting up a move for myself a turn from now. And that doesn't seem like that big a deal, but if this, say, was a joy token, like these 3 joy tokens, how am I ever gonna get a match out of those, right? Well, it is possible if, say, I do something like this, that doesn't quite make a match, but I can do this and shift that joy token over 1. Like if I did this move, then this token here would end up here. And you can also use that to try to move the Broken Heart tokens out of the way of each other, and just layers and layers of strategy is basically it. Another thing is if I can move this over 1, then I can set up a 4 in a row. 4 in a row of sentiment are really good. I don't know, this move is pretty good. It might be good enough to just make without doing any passion first, but it would mess up this. I don't see anything I really like on this board. Wow. I think I'm gonna start with this, because that lets me do this, setting up a 2 in a row for sentiment, because I want to focus on sentiment and passion early, and I don't have any passion on the board, so I'm gonna have to just, it's unfortunate that I have to spend 3 moves on that, but now I can bring some more passion on the board, either by, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, oh, 2 just fell, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's 11 romance tokens. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So normally I haven't noticed there ever be more than 8 Broken Heart tokens on the board at a time. And I'm not too worried about a match right now though. So I think I'm gonna go for the compact mirror. Yes, because then I can get more sentiment. Yeah. Okay. Fantastic. Is there something better? Am I gonna be messing up a sentiment 4 in a row? Nah. Nah, that's the best move. Although I didn't get a lot of passion tokens out of that, so maybe that was a mistake. Although... Oh. And... So far, I've played about 14 hours of HuniePop, which is kinda crazy. And I'm not done with it either, since I still have yet to unlock the heart mode, which I really want to try out. And even after I'm done with that, I will certainly still be keeping an eye on HuniePop 2 to see if it adds new mechanics to the gameplay that I've had so many hours of fun with. So that's about all I have to say about HuniePop. Hopefully this has been a fun lesson in, maybe match 3 game design? Or maybe how to find something special under an exterior that doesn't really appeal to you, Or maybe just in how many problems that I'm personally willing to forgive in a piece of media if I like one or two things about it. Or, I don't know, a lesson in anything at all. Whether this was a waste of your time or not, thanks for watching. Hopefully you haven't lost too much respect for me.
Something I can help you with. Okay, I want to know something. Do you still talk to any of the girls you used to fuck? Good. I have a thing or two to say to those fucking skanks.